Hi, I'm Tim and thanks for watching. In my previous video, my previous Reolink video that is, I showed you me installing the Reolink Argus 3 Ultra. Well, as an alternative, you could actually use the Argus 4 Pro, which is one of their dual lens 180 degree field of view camera angle security cameras. So if you want to cover a wider area, then maybe you should consider this one instead of the Reolink Argus 3 Ultra. So what we'll do is take a closer look at this Reolink Argus 4 Pro and just go through some of the specs, and hopefully you can then decide which camera you might need for your requirements, as this is a dual lens one as opposed to a single lens one. So we'll take a look inside the box now. So here we are, and of course you get the usual envelope, fixing screws, mounting brackets, USB C to A cable, and it's a 1 meter cable. You get the camera mounting bracket there, which is slightly different to the Argus 3 Ultra. You also get the usual and standard pole mount or tree mount strap, which you can use. And of course, here is the camera itself. So this, as I've said, is a dual lens camera. So let's just take the protective film off this for the time being, so I can show you it a bit better. As I've said, this is a dual lens camera, so it covers 180 degrees of field of view with it being dual lens. Now it's quite a bit bigger, I would say probably twice the size of the Argus 3 Ultra, and it also has a bit more weight to it, which of course it would do with it having dual lens in it and probably some extra circuitry inside. It's a slightly different design on the actual casing itself. However, it is sort of similar to the Argus 3 Ultra in some ways. Now for the image sensor, it has a 1/1.8 inch COMS sensor. The resolution for this is 5120 by 1440, and that's rated at 8 megapixels and again at 15 frames per second. So it's still an 8 megapixel and 15 frames per second camera, as is the Argus 3 Ultra. For the video compression, this also supports H.264 as well as H.265. For the field of view, it is horizontally 180 degrees and for vertically it is 50 degrees. It doesn't have any infrared night vision. However, it does actually detect objects itself, so it doesn't need the infrared night vision for that, but it is full colour night vision. So it's true full colour night vision in dim lighting. And this also supports dual band Wi-Fi 6 as well. The frame rates for these are 10 frames per second up to 15 frames per second, the default being 15. Now, of course, this is also solar powered as well, so you will need a solar panel too to actually keep this charged up. For the colour night vision, it has 3 spotlights in it, and each of those are rated at 2 watts and at 6500K. The audio, it has two-way audio again, and the speaker on this is at the back here. The battery inside of this, so that's why there's a bit more weight in it, I can see straight away, is that the battery is a 5000 milliamp hour battery. Now of course again it varies depending on how many detections and how much you're using it, and whether you're viewing video footage over long periods of time, for example. The solar panel it needs is a Reolink Solar Panel 2, and that's rated at 6 watts. It also supports Bluetooth version 5.0. The power port on the back of this is actually a USB-C again. So we'll just remove the cover, and that's at the actual back of the unit. So it's under a rubber cover, which is quite tight, and there is the USB-C port, which is used to connect the solar panel or actually initially recharge it. So again, I would recommend fully initially recharging it, and it does actually take about 3 or 4 hours to actually fully recharge it. It's not a quick charge or anything, it's just a slow trickle charge, but it's recommended that you always fully charge these before actually installing them. On the back again, we have, of course, the two-way speaker, which I've mentioned. There's also the labelling with the QR code and the serial number. And then at the bottom of the device, so if it's installed like this would be the bottom. There's actually the micro SD card slot, and that again can take up to 512 gigabytes of micro SD card storage. So next to the SD card slot, there is the actual power button and also the reset button. So you hold it down to reset it and power it on. Now it supports, as I've said, Wi-Fi 6, so that's dual band Wi-Fi 6. And the wireless security for this is WPA, WPA2 and WPA3. It supports Windows, Mac OS, smartphone, iOS and Android. Again, there's a 2-year limited warranty with this as well. So that is the Reolink Argus 4 Pro. So for the mounting option, there's the actual bracket there. It's like a dome shape, and that just screws into the thread there on the back, and then that just tightens up, and then you would actually mount it. For example, you could actually mount it to a pole again, and for the mounting option you just release the thread and then adjust the angle where you want the camera to be, and then tighten the threaded nut up on the outside. So that will go in the back there, and then you can mount it and angle it as you so wish. Now you get everything in the pack: screws, fixings and so on, bracket if you want to pole or tree mount it. All the packaging is in there, the documents in the envelope there, and there's also an additional bracket there. So this bracket is actually what you need to pole mount it, so that goes between there, clamps then between the actual mounting bracket. So there's an alternative should you wish to have a wide angle camera instead of the Reolink Argus 3 Ultra. But anyway, we won't be adopting it in the app, as I've already shown you this in previous videos where I've installed it into both the Android app and also the Windows app. So hope you like this as an alternative. If you want 180-degree viewing angle, then this is the ideal camera for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back again soon with more videos. Bye for now.